So if you've not already watched my first video where I basically covered all of the beginning steps on how to get started on Vinted, then go and watch that one already, because that one covers all of the basics. And again, like, I'm basically starting this journey as well. I started listing things about like 4-5 days ago now, and so far I've already managed to sell a good few amount of things. So this video I kind of wanted to base just on things like shipping, postage, packaging, because there's some things that they don't tell you. So I thought, why not make a video covering just all of that aspect. So I have looked already on YouTube and there's not that many videos which explain it in depth, so I hope that this can be one of those videos. So depending on what country you're from, you'll have different shipping options available to you. You can see that in this settings option, and you can see like all of the different ones. You can enable and disable some, but I think some of them you can't disable. Common ones are Every, Yodel, InPost and Royal Mail as well if you live in the UK. So when somebody buys something, they pick the shipping option. Even though you don't pay anything out of your own pocket, you've still got to cover all of the packaging fees. So when it comes to packaging your items, you've actually got to pay for whatever you used to pack it with. So it's best to reuse something so that way you're not having to have an extra expenditure. What I do is I've got these grey parcel packets which I've got from Amazon. They're like a medium size, so anything up to the size of a small jacket can fit in there, but also small things can fit in too. And I'll link it in the description below if you guys did want to purchase them. It's a really good size and they're quite sturdy as well, so I'll just show that quickly. So the Amazon bags are in here. I think that has about like 50 in there, and I'll show you the size of them just for reference. So roughly this is how big they are. Even though they don't look that big on camera, they can actually fit a lot in. I had this jacket which is like a biker jacket that I managed to fold and fit into one, which worked out really well because that way I didn't have to go and buy another one. But it was a good investment because now I don't have to keep going back to buy things, and per packet it works out really cheap, cheaper than if you were to go to the post office and buy a packet yourself. So in here is the biker jacket that I was talking about. I really didn't think it would fit. Luckily it did. I did have to squash it in a lot and I managed to get it to fit somehow. Again, for smaller things, I kind of double fold it and then I sellotape it just for like extra security, but it does seem very sturdy even with the kind of like peel off that it has. So it's like this, it's just got like a peel off tab, and once you peel it off it sticks quite well, and if it's something small I kind of just fold it over and I'm ensure to like sellotape it across the side so it's like really secure. So one of the like frequently asked questions is, if I don't have a printer, is that a problem? And the thing is, it actually isn't, because you get given a digital QR code. So even though the buyer selects how they want the item shipped to them, you can pick whether you want to print out the prepaid label that you don't have to pay for. Even though you pay for the packaging and you sort that out, you don't have to pay anything for the actual postage. And you either print out the prepaid label or you have the digital QR code. So for example, if it's Every, you basically go to like a local Every drop-off point. It could be like a Tesco if you live in the UK, or like a small convenience store. You then scan the QR code and it prints the label off for you, which you then give to a cashier and they put it in like a Every safe for someone to then pick up, so the courier will then go and deliver it. But it's really important to keep a receipt or to get like a tracking number. Usually they give it to you, but if they forget to, make sure that you ask. That's basically like the main protocol for any other option. So like InPost, Yodel, it's the same thing. If it's the locker option, then you'll go to a locker. There's quite a lot dotted around, usually in like your area, and you basically again scan the QR code. At the end, make sure you get a receipt. It's super simple when you follow the on-screen instructions though. You basically just select the size of it and you put it in the locker and then you shut the locker. And that's it, it's really straightforward. And then they will be notified once you've done all the steps correctly. If they decide to buy something through Royal Mail and that's an option that you haven't disabled, it's a little bit different because you don't have a prepaid label. You basically have to go to a Royal Mail post office and then you deliver it. You must keep the receipt and they do reimburse you for it. So usually it's like £3.79 for something small. If you're nearby to some drop-off point or to other post offices, then you should be completely fine when it comes to shipping, and they're really helpful as well. So if you go then you have any questions, usually they're quite experienced and they might have other people who actually who sell from Vinted, so that way they kind of know the protocol, they know what to do. But I really recommend getting yourself some postage bags. It will save you just so much hassle, because honestly, like whenever someone buys something, I just pull it out of my cupboard, put the clothes in, and I also get like a permanent marker pen. I write what the item is outside of the clothing so I don't get confused, and just so that if it I don't know, gets mixed up or whatever, they know what's in there, if that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean. So like here, I just wrote on it khaki green biker jacket, and then same with my other thing, I just wrote what it was on it. Also, you don't just have to sell clothes. I sold like a water bottle the other day and someone bought that almost instantly, which was so surprising, and I found that quite cute actually, bless them. But yeah, so, and I found like packaging for that kind of wrapped in a bit of like tissue paper, and that was just so easy. Then I just sent it off to them and they received it. Also, for Royal Mail, make sure you take a picture of the receipt as proof and then you send that in the chat. That way you'll make sure that you get reimbursed for everything else. All my clothes are at the back there in that bag. I just have so many things I'm still trying to get rid of for really, really cheap. So I'll put my shop in the description at the bottom. Check it out, and if there's anything that you guys want me to bundle or to give for cheaper, I will definitely try and do that, mostly because I want to just help you guys out and it helps me out to clear my things. So I have kept this video quite short because I really don't want to overcomplicate anything, but if there's something that I haven't covered, put it in the comments below and I'll try and like reply as quickly as I can. And check out my shop as well. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys.